Yes, and still with minority problems in the United States, anti-Muslim sentiment has been a staple in America in one way or another since the 9/11 terror attacks. But well past a decade later, have things changed for the better or worse? Correspondent Mohammad Alkassim explains.
America has always prided itself in being the beacon for equality and freedom in the world. But since the 9/11 terror attacks, anti-Muslim sentiment and hate crimes have increased every year. In New York City, documented cases of hate crimes against the Muslim community rose 9% during the first 6 months this year to 127, compared to 116 in the same period last year. Nearly 15 years after 9/11, the perception may be that the atmosphere has changed for the better, but an incident just a few weeks ago may reflect otherwise. On July 16th, a Muslim American man carried out a fatal shooting of 4 Marines and 1 Navy officer in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It drew the following statement from retired General and former Democratic presidential candidate Wesley Clark in a television interview a few days later.
We are at war with this group of terrorists. They do have an ideology. In World War II, if someone supported Nazi Germany at the expense of the United States, we didn't say that was freedom of speech. We put them in a camp. They were prisoners of war.
Nathan Robinson, an expert in social policy, believes this view has become mainstream.
It's obviously going mainstream in the sense that mainstream political figures, respectable and hierarchy people who have large followings within the Democratic and Republican Party have been able to voice this sentiment without being cast to the fringe.
Muslims in America were the victims of several deadly attacks just in the past year. Last December, a white man fatally ran over a young 15-year-old Somali boy as he was leaving a Kansas City mosque. In North Carolina, another white man fatally shot 3 Muslim students execution style, including 2 young women.
A moral and legal responsibility to ensure.
And the Florida gun shop owner, Andrew Hillenan, posted a YouTube video of himself saying,
"I will not arm and train those who wish to do harm to my fellow patriots."
There are 7 million American Muslims in the U.S., many who feel there is hypocrisy in how politicians and the media treat them, compared to how they treat their fellow Americans. But violent crime in America stems from several communities.
KKK, domestic terrorism.
In South Carolina last month, a young white Christian man shot and killed 9 African American worshippers at a church. And just last week in Lafayette, Louisiana, a white man killed 2 people in a movie theater with a gun he purchased legally. Those incidents reignited a debate over what is called terror and what is not. America calls itself a melting pot, but that Lady Liberty quote, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free," may not apply to all.
And with me right now here in the studio is I-24 News correspondent and analyst Mohammad Alkassim. Good evening. Thank you very much for coming to the studio. Is it that bad, Mohammad?
Well, since 9/11, sentiments and anti-Muslim behavior has been on the rise. Is it that bad? It doesn't happen every minute of every hour of every day, of every week, of every month. But it does happen enough that you feel it and you see it.
How do you feel it? How do you see it? Like if you're walking on the streets and you're talking Arabic, people will turn their heads?
I've heard it myself. Hey, this is America. You speak English here. So, okay. And also when women go out and they're wearing the hijab, that may present issues, especially when you have incidents like the Chattanooga, Tennessee shootings committed by an Arab American and Muslim American. Also, we have Daesh, we have Jaffa Nusra, we have Al-Qaeda in the news every day. Politicians and media aren't helping in reducing how Muslims are portrayed on TV.
Not only the media, but it seems that also the liberal Muslims, the, let's say, educated, open-minded Muslims are not shouting their voices high enough to actually change these stigmas in the media by politician, by, let's say...
This could be not by choice. They're trying very hard. But there is always an obstacle in the way. In America, it's a melting pot. I adhere to that. I say that things are much better off, or much better in America for Muslims and immigrants than it is in Europe. We don't see the kind of treatment of immigrants in America that we see in Europe.
Exactly, because what I wanted to ask you is that there is a feeling that the Arab or the Muslim Arabs or Muslims in the United States are more integrated in the American society than in, for example, France, than in England, than in Europe.
Absolutely. But when you hear on the news that a shooting took place anywhere in any city in America, if the name Mohammed, Abdullah, Ali is mentioned, it's immediately a terrorist attack. If it happens by John or by Smith, then it's just a crime. And that's why, also you have to understand that just in the first 6 months of this year, 127 cases just in New York City itself of reported hate crimes against Muslims, and many other crimes go unreported.
You finished the article, and with Lady Liberty, it seems that the problems in the United States are not better. The situation is not better than the situation in Israel, and we thought that this is the land of endless opportunities. Mohammad Alkassim, thank you very, very much for this. Thank you.